I am very pleased to join this freshman parents orientation. Like your children, I can also be considered a freshman. I am just in the second month of my term as university president. I am just starting my Ateneo experience as president. I realize that the Ateneo will be very different than usual, at least for this semester and maybe even for the whole school year. It is certainly an unusual semester for all of us. 2020 is unfortunately marked by COVID-19, frequent hand washing, wearing face masks, physical distancing, staying home, observing community quarantine, lockdown, curfew. This pandemic is the first major disruptive event, perhaps since the Second World War. It continues to be a time of uncertainty, anxiety, and high levels of stress. Instead of your children attending classes at the beautiful Loyola Heights campus, they will be studying online. Instead of face-to-face on-site classes, we will be conducting off-site online education. Instead of interacting in person with teachers, classmates, we will be connecting with each other through video conferencing. Nevertheless, the Ateneo begins this extraordinary school year confidently because the university is ready to provide quality online education the Ateneo way. Our teachers have been working hard in preparing virtual classrooms to ensure that our students will develop the competencies required for their subjects and programs. We have developed the Ateneo Blue Cloud, which will be our virtual campus where our students will experience the whole person education that the Ateneo aims to provide. We positively and confidently welcome Ateneo class of 2024 because the Ateneo Blue Cloud is ready. The Ateneo sees the coronavirus crisis as an opportunity to take the leap to personalized learning that not only rationalizes traditional academic content delivery, but also seeks to develop agency and metacognitive skills in our students. Agency is defined as the capacity and propensity to take purposeful initiative, the opposite of helplessness. Agency empowers students to own their learning goals rather than be passive recipients of instruction. And metacognitive skills such as goal setting, staying focused, pushing beyond one's comfort zones, having one's own standards of excellence, would provide them the resources to exercise agency that leads to self efficacy and independence. If there is one request I would like to make of our parents, it is this: please help your children become self directed students and not docile receivers of instruction. Assist them to manage well their time for online learning, which will be both synchronous and asynchronous. Support them as they practice self discipline, especially because they will be studying offsite and they will have to set healthy boundaries between studying and the other important activities in their lives. Encourage them to practice self care with a good rhythm of life consisting of study, rest, exercise, proper nutrition, recreation, and relationships. While the Ateneo during this pandemic will be different than usual, I am convinced that it will still be the same Ateneo expected of a Jesuit university. Even virtually, the Ateneo will do its best to inculcate in our students Ignatian values, the values of the Atenean inspired by the spirituality of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits. Whatever courses and extracurriculars they will be taking online, we will do our best that these be graced moments of deepening important Ateneo values such as magis, cura personalis, and discernment. At the Ateneo, we pursue the magis. The Ignatian term magis is often confused with more. We should do more, we should do better, we should choose the option that boosts our public image or our bottom line. As an Ignatian scholar notes, a closer translation is the more universal good, tied closely to the phrase ad maiorem Dei Gloriam AMDG, for the greater glory of God. That in everything that we do, we give God the honor and the glory. An Atenean who lives the Magis is the one who has space in his heart for the ever greater God, who listens to the God of surprises, who allows this God to lead him out of his comfort zones to greater love, greater service, deeper joy. At the Ateneo, we strive to show cura personalis. There is no grieving at the many who have fallen ill and for the many who have died, even lost family members. There is sadness about the economic difficulties brought about by the pandemic and quarantine. Athenians recognize that our family and friends, our companions and colleagues, are individuals with vocations, joys, and sufferings. Cura personalis, personal and loving care for the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, that we will always help each other become the kind of people God created us to be. At the Ateneo, we aim to practice discernment. Authentic discernment, or making the best choice among competing good options, requires a deep level of interior freedom. St. Ignatius identified key basic attitudes and qualities for thoughtful discernment: openness, generosity, courage, a habit of reflection, having priorities straight and not confusing means with ends. Discernment, that in whatever we do, we will consider two things: it is the right thing to do, and it is what will give us peace. Dear parents of the Ateneo freshman class of 2020, be assured that the Ateneo is ready for online learning. The Ateneo will be innovative and resilient during this extraordinary time. Help your children become at home at the Ateneo Blue Cloud, where they will experience quality online Jesuit education. Support your sons and daughters as they become self directed students ready to be lifelong learners. Join us as together we form your daughters and sons become the persons they are called to be, men and women for others, imbued with magis, cura personalis, and discernment. Thank you very much for your kind attention. One big fight.